So do you think they let you bleach your asshole when you get the pretty surgery?
They 100% bleach your asshole.
That's the first thing they do.
Yeah, they start with the asshole and then they move up from there.
The computer voice comes on, is like, and what color would you like your butthole to be? Like, I want a bright pink.
Well,
will do.
it was kind of weird that they didn't go into how much that software could do, because it was just like your profile picture and how you wanted your face, and I'm like,
It was like
85% of your body is not your face. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty. I don't want to be naked because the rest sucks.
They should be giving you filters for like tit size, ass, dick, balls, all
see
of
what
it.
they don't tell you in the fine print. They only make your face pretty. They don't touch the rest of you. So you're stuck with the rest of it. Just your face is going to be pretty.
I want to get rid of this third testicle.
Nope. But we'll make your eyebrows fuller though.
What color eyes do you want? I don't care what color my eyes are. Give me a dick. I want a penis for once. What the
Can
hell?
I pick that, please? Like, is there a catalog? What do I do here?
It was a horrible accident. Can we please fix this?
Oh my god.
So everybody's ugly.
Everybody's ugly in their own way, Michael.
I know.
But don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
We'll stick needles in you and we'll fix it.
Everyone is not okay. Surgery fixes everything. It's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then they go about how it's ruining society. I'm just like, it's a bit on the nose, people.
Well, that's what
Bit on the
happens.
nose, people.
Too many
Hey.
fucking pretty people in this world.
Well, society already ruined itself, so they had to do something.
That's true. That's a good point.
They had to.
The Rusties out here using fossil fuels,
us.
which is us.
Us right now. This is like, yeah,
I'm not gonna
extra
lie.
100
I
years in
quite
the future.
enjoy gasoline.
I'm starting to think I don't like the term rusty. I'm
I
quite
find
young
that
and
racist.
virile. I am not rusty. So please stop with the racial slurs.
Well, rusty is offensive to anemic people because they don't have enough iron.
Jesus.
Right? Isn't that it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
This is stupid. Get in the chamber. Make me pretty.
I don't think we've said it yet, but welcome. This is the podcast that we do.
Wait, we do this?
Yes.
Okay.
We
Sorry.
watched a movie. It's called The Uglies. It is part of a novel series that I read as a teenager.
Danielle,
Yes.
you are the Uglies master.
I'm so ugly. Go on.
This is you said are there 3 of these?
There are 3 books.
Okay. Do you remember what they're called?
I know one of them's called Uglies. One of them's called Pretties. And then there's like a third book.
Is it like normal?
It's like the fives.
It's like normal. Yeah, something. I don't know.
Ugly, pretty.
Google this
normal.
for me.
Something
Steve.
went wrong in the chamber.
Google this.
Google.
For me.
All right.
But yeah, so I read these books and I remember loving them because it was kind of my first book introduction of sci-fi as a child. You know, like I didn't really read any of the classic sci-fi books until later in college.
Holy shit. All right. So there's 4 of them.
Oh, there's 4 books. I love
There's Uglies, Pretties, Extras,
extras
and Specials.
Ooh, the extras.
I did read the whole series. I don't remember it like to every little detail, but I do remember this book specifically. And there's a lot of stuff that they changed.
Was this like in the era of like the Hunger Games? Like, because it seemed like everybody was kind of doing like the teenage dystopian.
Yes.
You put a bow and arrow in the girl's hand.
The crossbow.
Oh, sorry.
Crossbow.
Sorry, they changed it a little bit.
And she shot it once.
One time.
And
at
then
a
she
person.
got a perfect bullseye.
Oh, it's so great.
But yes, this was kind of in that era of what if there was just an apocalypse and like everything got burned down? How would the teenagers of the world make a difference? And when you're a teenager yourself, you relate or something.
Mom, can I have a hoverboard to save the world?
Right. Those were cool. That was cool.
That was actually pretty. That was probably the coolest part of the movie. Is those freaking hoverboards? It really made me want one.
Like throughout the film, it's a sci-fi film. You're gonna have to suspend your disbelief for a few things because they're like, oh, it only works because of magnets.
But there's magnets in the water,
but there's
Michael.
magnets in the water. It's
See,
like, I don't think there's that much magnetism in the water.
Yeah, that's one of the things they don't really explain in the movie, but they over-explain in the book, where they're very specific about where they can use the hoverboards, and it has to be on metal. And they also explain that the city has this full metal underground, so that is like part of what operates their electricity and everything. So you could hoverboard anywhere if you're in the city, but if you're outside, you can only follow the railroads, which they don't use anymore.
So that's motivation enough for me to get this pretty surgery, because I want hoverboard freedom.
The X Games-ish type open space where you throw the orb and it becomes just a skate park. I kind of would like that. That'd be
I had a question about that. Was that part of the school? Like, are they allowed to just build a skate park wherever they want?
I think they're just trying to establish that they have technology that can do stuff that we can't even
that
fathom.
makes sense.
And then if you notice, like in the background, there's a lot of like ships just going by and stuff. It was like really loud. It was like, trains are bad. They didn't make it any better, and they allowed them to go everywhere.
It's like, cool, they hover now, but they're loud as shit.
Right?
Yeah, they transitioned from like cars and trains to everything hovers because it's the future.
Toothbrush, pill.
That would be sick. A toothbrush pill? Like, you just walk into your house, give me the fucking pill.
Is it a chewable or do you swallow it? That's what I was confused
She put it
about.
in her mouth and then didn't do anything and walked away. And it was like, so all the stuff that they pulled off your teeth, you're just eating.
Right? Like, don't you think you'd have to chew it or something? I don't know.
Listen, it's all about recycling.
We never see any of them go to the bathroom.
You don't need to.
I'm just saying, we don't see anybody take a crap.
You don't see them take the bathroom pill.
If
constipates you for weeks.
If we had that kind of society, I think I would miss taking a shit.
Yeah.
I think I would. There's something nice about like,
Yeah. I love scrolling.
I would be unhappy.
It just sucks it out of your
One poop removal, please.
You do the phone in the bathroom?
Oh, dude,
I'm still crapping like it's 1995, bro.
Oh, dude, you're raw dogging your shit.
You just sit there and stare at the wall.
I drive with no music 99% of the time.
That is kind of fun, but not when I'm pooping.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I'm a pretty and you're a Steve.
Listen, I'll start my own society, and it's called The Smoke, and I'm just going to get a bunch of stoners and bring them into the woods.
Hey, guys, like, we just, like, grow our own food if we remember.
Yeah, they'll be like, what is the smoke? And then as soon as you walk into it, you're like, I get what the smoke is, bro.
Should we give ourselves nicknames based on predominant flaws in our physical appearance?
Bald.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. You are bald.
Took the wind out of my sails because you said it first there, Steve. I had like 6 jokes for that.
Michael, I think like asshole might be a good word, or maybe.
Hi, I'm bald. This is my friend asshole.
It's not my personality. I have 2 assholes.
They call me tripod for obvious reasons.
Yeah. See, I think like witch or demon would work because I'm a redhead. So
redhead is just like soulless.
Yeah. This is soulless.
We could call her
bald.
Ginger Snap.
Overdone.
Oh, damn. All right, that's fair.
There's millions of Ginger Snaps. There's only one Danielle.
That is true. I've checked. I've Googled it.
I didn't like saying that sentence at all, by the way. Just for the record, I didn't enjoy that sentence.
I honestly don't remember them using these nicknames in the book. They probably did. But
Nose. What up, Squints?
I feel like they very much established, that she and this guy, Paris, are like...
Paris.
They're basically in love, even though they just say they're friends.
They
and the whole
shove that down your throat.
Yeah.
Who else goes onto a dystopian rooftop
to watch
to
fireworks?
Dream about their future and what their life will be after everything changes?
Yeah, but I just feel like they condensed it down so much in the movie, obviously, because a book is much more stretched out.
Well, and I'm also confused because it made it out to seem like she was going for Paris, and then she's going for the other girl.
There's always got to be a love triangle, Steve.
Yeah.
There's always got to be 2 guys.
Welcome to sci-fi.
No, but one. See, they changed it because one's a chick
with the gal.
Yeah.
And They didn't
forget
call
her
her
name.
Squints.
No, what was her? She was Skinny.
Skinny.
That was her
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
So not all these,
Sure.
not all these like nicknames are negative, like Squints and Nose. It's
Also,
well, you're too skinny, so fuck you.
I didn't. How was she Squints?
She
Well,
had like big round eyes.
She had like the biggest eyes
Yeah.
ever. She
Now-
looked like a deer.
This could have just been an actor thing, but like, yeah, she didn't like squint that much. Like there was
Yeah.
one scene when
She
she
should have
was
gone method with it. Just squinted the whole time.
the whole time, like you're looking directly in the sun, like, oh, dude, all right.
But they couldn't call her love triangle interest Squints for obvious reasons. But that one would have made sense.
That's mean.
I mean, I gotta say the premise of this whole thing could lean kind of racist, and somehow
It's
they make it
100%.
so that it's not. And like the surgery has nothing to do with your skin tone. It has nothing to do with your race.
I was a little bit relieved that when the Asian girl had the surgery, she was still Asian afterwards, and there was black people
Yeah.
and white people.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
if
But that was it. There was only 3. There was black, white, and Asian. Everybody else, get assimilated, idiot.
No, but that would have been like a crazy twist of like, can you imagine
It
reading
would have
that
been
as
weird.
a teen, being like, and then they put her in the machine and she became white. What the fuck?
Yeah, this was like a children's book kind.
Right.
It's for teenagers. It
would've
wasn't
been-
like Orson Welles or
Right.
whatever.
Right,
like
right.
It,
Yeah, it's no Animal
It
Farm.
was
it's not
easy
2001.
reading.
Yeah.
It would have been cooler if they picked like some like very niche group of people and just like everybody was just Mongolian.
That
Like-
would have
like
been awesome.
actually the Mongolians got all those stuff right, so everybody's Mongolian.
They're
Yeah.
the superior.
Turns out Genghis
Yes.
Khan, not that bad of a guy. When you actually sat down with him, had a cookie, he's great.
It just the society gives a little bit of like white supremacy, but like it's not though, because it's led by black ladies. So
Yeah, what was her name?
whew, I don't know.
In the Dr.
Cable.
Dr. Cable.
Dr. Cable. It's a cool name. Made me think of Josh Brolin. Because he played Cable. You know,
She's way better looking than Josh Brolin, let's be honest.
yeah, well, see, I'm attracted to older men. You're attracted to older ladies. You know, it's this is where we differ. This is why we need the pretty surgery to
I
make.
think we all
to
know
make-
why I was attracted to her. Also, the fact that Dr. Cable,
Yes.
6 foot plus,
Mm-hmm.
way more believable.
That's actually something.
Way more
Again,
believable.
like they don't explain that the pretty surgery is supposed to make you taller.
Yep.
It's supposed to
Well, when
like
she-
they stretch your bones out.
When she
and, like,
breaks into the
everything.
party, she's like a foot and a half shorter than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's 6 plus.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like part of the pretty
mean,
surgery.
They kind of hint towards it with like the character being like, oh well, when I get my longer legs or when I get my new
Right.
leg, but like they
It's like
really
a
don't
flash.
give you enough detail other than like, oh well, what eye color are you picking? Oh, how long are your
Right,
legs?
they
gonna
latched
be?
onto 3 things, and they're
Right.
like, well, the slight bump dude had on his... He looked fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he was better looking before.
Yeah,
Then-
he looked
then-
CGI
Then
when he got the
after
surgery.
he looked, I was like, oh, you did a little painting in post, didn't you?
Yeah, they really give off like the Botox look.
Yes.
To
The
everybody.
super high cheekbones,
Yeah.
eyebrows that serve no purpose that are twice the size now.
Yeah, they always look like
No one's-
shocked for some reason.
No
just-
one's sweating in that society, so you don't need eyebrows to keep
Yeah.
it
No,
away.
what do you-
It's
what do you
come
need
on.
that
Well,
for?
when they jam a knife into your skull, it just kind of stops everything from happening up there. So
But so, I mean, we've been kind of ragging on it. It is sci-fi, so there's a lot of nonsense.
Mm.
But basically, when you turn 16, you get this surgery. Now you're pretty, and you can go live with the other pretty people, which is so weird. And I love the fact that like they're separated by a river, but there was a bridge. I
yeah,
was like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
like,
I was like,
but
what
you
the
have
hell?
hover vehicles.
yeah.
What
they have
is
like
the bridge for?
they have like police drones and stuff that'll.
Yeah, it
catch
was
you.
very. It was
Yeah.
very District 9.
Hey.
You hate that movie. That's
I
why I brought
do.
it up.
No, but like you would think, because even when the whole 16 ceremony goes down, they fly them into the city. So what is the bridge for? It's wasted architecture.
I think it might.
Oh,
It might have
man.
just been.
It's just
A
for
remnant.
radical teens to sneak across and perform pranks on
Plot-
us pretty people.
Plot device, maybe.
Well, plot device, and also
Plot device,
it-
maybe.
it could just be the whole control thing where they they know that they have control of people, and they're literally brainwashing them from the time that they're born. So they, at this point, have faith that people aren't going to disrespect them, and if they do,
they delayed you being pretty, which was
like,
devastating.
I feel like in real life they would just like gun them down.
They would just shoot them in the face. 100%.
Like,
now, in the book, since they get this thing at 16, do they age past 16? Like, is this a society of 16-year-olds? Because that's uncomfortable.
That sounds like a lot of sexual tension and frustration.
Yes.
Well, they also kind of briefly mentioned that they have to continuously get surgeries to keep them pretty, because once they start aging, they have to like...
Oh, so it's like a renewal program every year.
It's also a way to keep them...
It's a subscription based on it. Like a shocker.
It's also a way to keep them dumb enough, like
to keep the blockers,
the mind
in the
control.
brain.
Yeah, because like you could.
I see.
Just like computers, you got to update your software. So if they want to head in a different direction, like, all right, we'll make this lesion on your frontal lobe a little here, and then we can do the like worse stuff.
I can just picture it now. It's like all how like YouTubers like do like the ads for you. In that society, they'll be like, "Hey guys, before we start the video, my sponsor this week is subscription update for your pretty."
Right?
Like, sign up now and get 10% off to be extra pretty.
Get yours early, and we'll give you an extra pinky.
We'll let you add freckles this time.
Right?
No, freckles are ugly.
What?
What?
Yes, they're considered
What?
ugly.
Freckles are hot. Fuck you.
What about tattoos? Can we do tattoos in
Nope.
this
They
society?
shoot you in the face, Steve.
No, they'll
Both
probably
of you dead.
They'll probably just remove it.
But what
It's
if
not allowed.
what if that's like my ideal pretty? Like if I can pick my pretty,
No,
what
no,
if
no.
I'm like I want
Too
a cheek
much-
tattoo?
No personal expression.
Yeah, it's no personal expression. Also, after you get
Yeah.
like a slight
It's a mini lobotomy.
yes, it's a small.
We're gonna
lobotomy.
dumb your personality down. They're like, oh, things are just different over here in the land of the pretty.
Yeah, they drug you and they put like something in your brain that makes you like
Now-
see glitter everywhere. I don't know.
I don't know if this makes me different than
we
most
gotta know.
people, but all of this sounds wonderful. Put me in the fog.
Well,
Yeah, you want the fog. I want to burn it down. That's the difference.
That's the thing is it's trying to portray this idea to you of, do you want to conform and be a sheep, or do you want to live your own life?
No, I want to burn it down.
But they were having parties and fireworks
Yeah.
every night, and
Guess what?
I could make kissy faces, and they would put it in the firework. That seems pretty
That's
fun.
cool. That's cool and all, Steve. I would rather murder and maim and eat their flesh around a bonfire.
And fly a helicopter with a flamethrower attached, like it's
also,
Vietnam.
Just burn
yes.
flowers.
But that was interesting that they actually put this is what they're doing to actively keep us
Right.
in the fog, as
Yeah.
you said, not the smoke, the fog.
No, the fog.
So
The fog is different from the
in
smoke.
that fog, and it looks pretty, just like them, because the pretty is the side effects of the brain control.
Right.
So the flowers are like but it's actually pulling
So-
it's killing everything.
I wonder if it's going to be a twist where they're not actually pretty. They just see themselves that way, and they were the same the whole time.
That's a different movie.
Oh, that's it. What
Yeah.
movie's that?
I don't know. Sponsored by Apple VR, augmented reality.
No, but eventually, like down the road, maybe in specials, like they
Maybe.
reveal that it actually was like everybody looks the same. We just wanted everyone to get along, so now you're all pretty.
I guess.
And
Except for the
you're-
whole rebellion
and you're like
in
potted
the second half of the
plants.
film.
Yeah, but see, they won though,
And of
because
course,
the leader was ugly. Now she got burned on the face. She's so ugly.
I thought she was fine.
I'm pretty
No,
sure
she
they can
totally-
fix that.
Yeah, it looked fine. It was like the next scene, fine.
But that's the funny thing. Like when she walks in and you see like the little bit of burn on her face, I'm like, she still looks great. She's not like, you didn't like maim her, and plus you have the technology to fix that. So I'm like,
Also, where did she get a wardrobe?
at the white store.
It's pretty funny.
Stone Cold was.
Yeah, I
at
know.
the at the white store. Yeah, not the best name for that. We could be a little more creative. At the pretty store.
At the
That's
pretty
better.
store. The glitter sparkle sunshine
That was
store.
kind of neat. As someone that likes a little higher end clothing, or at least appreciates it, wardrobe was nuts for this. And then in the party, you look around, it's like,
I feel like capes.
Somebody had some fun doing the wardrobe for this.
We need some capes.
Also, somebody had some fun doing the casting for this too. I wish it would have been me. Excuse me, I need 9s and up, please.
I was
We're
gonna
making a
say
film.
all the ugly people were gorgeous. Like every
it
single
was still
one
a
of
movie,
them.
so
Yeah.
like everybody looked great. It's just like, you're gonna make that better?
them. Like, what
Are
are you
you
gonna
sure?
do?
It's like
What do you-
when the David guy was being peeped on by this peeping Tom
I was
of Tali or whatever her name was. Tali Youngblood.
Well, that's. I mean, he was so pretty.
Like, he's
because
gorgeous.
He was a natural birth with no anything.
Yes. Yes, he's a natural child of
But
Zion.
But it was funny because his parents were part of the medical research or whatever. But I was like, but they're both 9.5s. What the heck?
What they were trying to
Dude
say.
had the salt and pepper. Mom had the dress.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
They said one line like, "We're not getting the surgeries anymore." Like, I think they maybe got a round of surgery so that they were like pretty. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, don't
clearly
care.
that was still their natural beauty, and they were gorgeous anyway.
Right, they were just good-looking people.
Because they weren't
That mom
CG.
can get it.
They didn't CG their
Yeah.
faces. They CG other people's faces.
That's the thing that they did with this where I mean, I guess that's the problem when you only hire like attractive people to be in the movie, that when you have the society of only pretty people, like you have to touch it up with CGI. You have to make them
you
look
have
fake.
to.
You have to make them look like doll-like.
If they would have like hired like us for the movie, it would have been way more believable.
If you just
We're
get
all
some
so ugly.
and then anybody
get some normal
with
Joe Schmo.
anybody with any disability ever, not a single wheelchair, not a single crutch, not a single really distorted face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there was, it's like, okay, so all these people are like birth defect, chromosome stuff, like none of that stuff with all the people. It's
Right.
like they didn't throw one guy in the background in a wheelchair
right.
at all.
Just to
It's
kind of
like,
just to have
give it
something
a little depth
like
to it. It's like they're all fucking 8s. Like what?
I will say, I was kind of thinking about this because, so you are birthed from someone who got the pretty surgery.
right.
Wouldn't it at some point kind of affect like
Yeah,
the way
you
your
think-
DNA works? And
Right.
then
Right.
when you have a kid, wouldn't it make them a little more like you, even though it's not going to make it perfect?
I mean, the
Like,
sci-fi
I feel like the
diehard,
evolution of it.
the sci-fi diehard would say, well, there's only been one generation outside in the smoke, so it's only been 30 years.
Yeah.
But no, I get your point. That's just
Yeah.
playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
As it's like, well, wouldn't eventually the pretties just have perfect DNA?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you'd
it
think
takes
after
away
so many generations, just becoming pretty.
it takes away all medical issues
Or do they
and everything.
do people just not like mate anymore once they're pretty because they're just like, why ruin us? We're pretty.
Is going to be an ugly baby. Why would I want
Right?
that?
Why
You don't
would
want
I
an
give
ugly-
birth to
I want to give
ug-
birth to a pretty baby that's already 16.
as the baby is born, you're just like, put it in the apartments. I don't want
Put it in the apartments.
I will
Care for
see it
till
when
it's
it is
good looking.
16 and gorgeous.
What is kind of funny is the one generation argument is like, so all these parents are just having kids and then going, all right, we'll see you when you're 16.
Yeah, see you
Yeah.
It's like everybody. It's like I understand people do
See,
that now.
that
but
that
it's
is
like,
a good
privacy.
society right there. Because then that would encourage me to have a kid. Oh, I don't have to see this fucking thing until it's 16, and
I
then
don't
I
have
won't even remember what it looked
I
like.
don't have to take care of that. That's great.
Yeah, put it in the fucking apartment
they
building.
drop it off and go, what's your screen name so we can find you when you're almost an adult?
Hey, I'm going to cut your eyebrow, and I'm going to see if I remember you in 16 years. Good luck.
That's the dystopian that they're
Right.
trying to.
Yeah.
But it's as far
say,
as like
yeah.
pretty cookie cutter sci-fi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing, and she's a hacker. She's got all these crazy skills. The friend she meets happens to be the gal that knows the contact to get her to the place. I did like the fact that, I mean, obviously it was all very obvious of what was going to happen, but when she's told, we need to find your friend, you can't have the surgery until you find her.
Right.
If you find her, like, we're not going to hurt anybody. That story's been done a million times, so we don't really need to explain that. It's like,
Yeah.
you have to go find the friend, which now leads us to, they do this, this is completely off topic and a huge tangent, but they do this with goats, and they're called the Judas goat. So
Okay.
if you're looking for a specific type of animal to eradicate it because it's overgrown, you leave one and you put a tracker on it. They will go find the rest of their own goats.
Okay.
And then you can kill the rest of them. So Tally's the Judas goat. It's a thing.
So she's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, you can look it up. They kill all but one. They instinctively go find their
That's
fellow
crazy.
goats, and then you can find the rest of the goats.
Well, when I sign up for my dystopian future, now I
Keep
know
that
how
in
to
mind.
start.
Keep that in mind. Don't be the Judas goat, Steve.
Don't be the Judas goat.
Because they'll eventually
Well,
kill
they like
you.
in Texas they do it with like pigs and stuff like that. It's like,
Right,
well,
right.
You know, stuff like that.
But it's always one of those tropes that I'm like, how? And I'm pretty sure I said this on some episode that we've already done. Check out our back catalog.
we have other episodes.
But how many times are we in movies gonna write the same fucking trope where the person comes in and they're like, no, they're not the freedom. We're the freedom. Just hear me out. They got a weapon.
They're gonna
and,
hurt everybody.
Like, when at any point is our main character gonna be like, nah, that doesn't seem right. Why all of a sudden are they like super interested in me and they want me to do this? It's like, no, they're only interested in you now because you have a friend who went to the thing and now they want to.
And they always do this is all I know. This is how I was raised.
Right.
It's like, yeah, in the real world, people still broke out of that. That's how we've had changes in society.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, we were raised in this type of society. I want to make a change. And it's normally hard and it sucks, but eventually more people see what they're trying to do. Like, that's
Yeah.
what what happens.
So in this case, it is very much that she has just been in this is what happens
Right.
sort of mindset. They brainwash them from the time that they're born. So it's kind of makes sense that she's not going to question the
Right.
people from this town that she's wanting to be a part of.
Pretty prep.
Yeah. It's TM. It's trademark.
Pretty prep. Get out of here.
So, like, in that case, it's like, yeah, it makes sense. Also,
Yeah.
she's a child. She's naive in the
Moldable.
beginning.
Yeah.
Also, this is the first of the series, so this isn't even, like, the extent of it. You know,
Right.
this is just,
Like,
this is her discovering
They
that
could have
they're-
made her. They could have made this film and left it on the cliffhanger of her falling down that thing to
Yeah.
go find the smoke. Movies do this so much. It's like books pack so much shit. You could make 12 of these, make way more money,
Well,
and make a better story. But no, you're going to condense 700 pages into an hour 46, 11 of which was credits this time.
well,
What?
I counted.
and that's a good point because that's kind of what I felt with this. It's like they either gave us too much in like where they progress the story
Yep.
and not enough in the details of what the story is. Because like you don't really know what the smoke is. Like they tell you, oh yeah, we just live out here and we're natural and we grow our own food and we do this and we do that. But they don't set up any motivation.
the
Like
only
why did they want to go out there and be that?
The only clarification for the smoke is that one time when she's about to get there, they do a high camera shot and there's fog in between the mountains. And I'm just
Right.
like, that's not it. I need more. I read books growing
But
up.
it makes sense. Like if they would have ended with her like getting recruited by the government and being like, you got to go find the smoke, and her jumping down that cliff, and then you end with her like, I don't know, the stereotypical, she looks up and then you see the fucking smoke. I don't know. But like that would have been like a solid conclusion.
Because
but,
we would give a shit.
yeah.
Well, yeah, the only thing that they leave you with is that they're trying to make a cure to the brainwash that you get with the pretty surgery, and that's their
Right.
whole goal. So they very briefly mention, like, they don't put enough time in the movie into explaining
Yeah.
how that works.
Right. And that's kind of where I find, I mean, granted, it's a teenage dystopian movie based on a book, and Netflix fucking made it. So like, it's not going to be great.
As expected.
But like, you know, you get like the Hunger Games, and that kind of ends on a like we don't know what's going to happen, but we're uneasy. This one kind of ends where it's like, okay, she's pretty now. She has the scar on her hand, but is she somehow not brainwashed because she has the scar on her hand, or is she somehow
Also, we're clearly shown they get no choices to keep anything.
Right. So I'm like you didn't give me enough about her, and you didn't give me enough about like the brainwashing and the pretty surgery, where I'm like, okay, I kind of see maybe she's so strong-willed enough that like she can't be brainwashed.
When Paris is hanging from the cliff or the building, he gets the cut in his hand, and that jogs his memory, and then he calls her Squints before he falls to his death. I'm like, all right, so you give us that.
Yeah, and he was super brainwashed.
And
he was super brainwashed.
He was a special.
Yeah, he got the super duper brainwash, and he was still like, Squints?
One stupid thing.
I love it.
It's like there was cognitive, like, muscle capacity and agility, and it was just a dial, just cranked it up to 10 and hit the button, and he was just G.I. Joe. Just G.I. Joe. I was like
how sick would that be? Just like plug my USB into a computer, I'm like,
my second asshole.
Turn up my muscle mass, and then I'm just like, whoa.
Like a slider.
Turn up intelligence. Oh, I can now solve quantum mechanics.
Like the Dark Souls character creator.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That was cool that they put that in there, because I was just like, oh, we want specials? More of everything. We're keeping society here, because you know,
need the next level up. You need the soldiers to control people.
And what's funny is, until everyone gets assimilated, there was assimilated. Until everyone's pretty, they would always need soldiers. But it seemed like they hadn't figured out how to have pretty babies, so they'll always need soldiers. So there's just like, some of them still had to have jobs.
Or are they just really pretty soldiers?
It's in everything. Nobody else had a job.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
nobody else had a job.
Like,
so it's like,
how do
clearly
they make? It's communism. Like that's all. Like
100%
the government pays
communism.
for everything. So yeah, they just get drunk all day, and I don't know why they even want to keep people in the system if they're not working for them.
There's no benefit to the elites. Like power and control of what? So we can party and do nothing? Well, that's what we let them do.
Yeah.
Where's the class system?
Well, and it also brings up the fact, if everybody's pretty, then nobody's pretty.
Ripping off The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Steve, I bet they'll say that in the final movie if you stay tuned for the rest of the
guarantee you, our main
it.
character will stand there and be like, we're all pretty, so that means all of us are ugly. Fucking follow me to the revolution.
She gets shot in the neck with a crossbow.
This is like,
some 4 missing a leg just shoots her with a crossbow. We're like, I think I'm pretty too. Fuck you. We've been kind of shitting on it.
Well, hold on.
Like sci-fi dystopian. These are some of my favorite movies, and it was like, I kind of want to skateboard. I kind of also want the option to like go in the woods, and then also your parties look cool.
But flamethrower on a helicopter, that looks cool too.
The bungee jumping vest.
Yeah.
No one would talk to me ever again. I would be jumping off of buildings the whole time.
I'd be scaring people daily with the amount of buildings I'm jumping off of.
But you wouldn't, because if you think you would do that, they got you, man. They're going to brainwash you, and then you're not going to have your own thoughts, man.
No jumping off buildings. That's too fun.
But
they don't have fun.
Except for all the parties we throw.
That's
different.
That's different.
That's regulated fun.
Regulated fun.
Communism fun.
Actually, those parties, I don't think they need to stamp your wrists, so I would like be way more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's my least favorite part of going to parties.
Well, so I guess to just kind of end it out. So Danielle is our resident Uglies expert.
Stop saying that. It sounds like you're making...
No, because you read all the books.
Danielle, you look like shit. Explain the film.
No, you're very pretty. The books. How do you think this compares? Like, well, obviously, I'm sure they give you more in the books, but like, is it kind of like the same kind of?
Take this with a grain of salt, because I read this like I don't know, 15 years ago, and I was
more
a child.
than what we read.
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But I loved the series so much that I read it probably twice through, and I don't read books. Like, if you know me, I don't read books, and I really liked this story. I think that the book just gives you so much more.
Yeah.
And it's like a different tone almost. I mean, anybody who has read a novel that got turned into a movie would probably agree with that.
I would say like what they did to Dune.
Yeah.
What they did to this. But Dune was like way longer books.
Well, and they also took one book and turned it into 2 movies. So it's like they gave themselves 2.5 hours in one. And
even so, the whole first book was like the first 40 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
So it was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But same kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like the dialogue took it out of what they were trying to get across, and they kind of dumbed that down to where things didn't feel as important as they did when you're reading it. So, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I'll go back and read the book.
Right? Might have to.
Yeah, Michael, what'd you think overall?
Oh, cookie cutter sci-fi. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
It's not a bad story, but the way that they portrayed it is a little...
Yeah.
It was a little much.
Yeah, it feels like it's for kids.
Yeah.
And just to piss Steve off again, like...
I like it.
District 9, the dialogue works way better.
Yeah.
And that scenario is way crazier than this one.
Yeah,
so
well,
I feel
because
like
they
if
made the Uglies actually ugly in that movie because they're fucking aliens from Z-Blop 12.
But if they cranked up, if they paid the writers more, if they got better people to write the dialogue, it would have been a totally different film.
Yeah.
Minus the dialogue, David from the Smoke killed it. He convinces, all that kind of stuff is exactly how you want your cookie cutter sci-fi dystopian overthrow the whatever something archy probably.
And he's got to be attractive.
He's got to have a six-pack.
Fall in love with the main character.
Yeah.
The Dr. Cable, that's phenomenal casting with phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
With just a hint of evil, just a little bit of evil.
It's in the face.
It's the face.
Yeah, it's in the face.
It was great.
Just that
she's got the blackest eyes, like a doll.
Slightest squint and slight smirk.
And this is a completely biased opinion from me, but it was like,
I'd let you step on.
All right, you can fucking surgery the fuck out of me.
I believe they call that Dommy Mommy.
I don't think they need a word for it. I'm here for it.
But yeah, I mean, like this. I like the idea of these movies because, like, I thought The Hunger Games was good. Like, I like that idea of, like, a dystopian future, but for some reason, only kids can fix it. Like, it's
always the teenagers that's got to save the world.
Yeah. For some reason, 16-year-olds have the brain capacity to overthrow the government.
And when I was a 16-year-old, I want to drive, I want to get high, I want to get laid.
No.
And overthrow the government.
Get really good at bow and arrows.
Yeah.
And fucking eat squirrels. But like this it didn't feel like they gave me enough like the Hunger Games did, or I've never seen those fucking Divergent movies or whatever. But like
those are
that
I kind of like them.
Like the concept was there, and the idea is cool enough where you're like, well, tell me what makes people want to be pretty. Why are these people considered ugly when they look just the same as them? But like if they would have just taken their time and gave me like a little bit more, because
fleshed out more.
Yeah, because you can tell
everything.
They're gonna make the next 3 because it's Netflix. They have the money. They're gonna fucking do it.
They're gonna make them.
David from the Smoke knew like jiu-jitsu at the end of the movie, and I'm just like, that would have been cool to see, like
him training
like anything other than like. That's a 6'4" bodyguard that's been genetically enhanced with something in his brain that doesn't allow him to feel for your humanity. And
he punched him like,
and then he headbutts the guy with a thing in his brain.
Yeah.
But headbutts him and puts him down. I was like, ooh, okay.
It's just one of those things where it's like, I get you're cashing in on like that craze of that style of storytelling.
But
from what Danielle's saying. The book seemed like they flushed out some of the stuff that I would have had questions about in the movie. So like
all of them.
Yeah, and
Like all
it's
of
the
them. It
hard
always
thing of
happens.
turning books into movies because you could go on for 17 pages on the description of somebody's butthole, but you can't do that in a movie because you got to keep the story moving. You got to keep the
they just
images
go,
going.
Well,
butthole, and then they move on.
I think it's a lot of the. In order for movies to get made nowadays, there almost has to be guaranteed profits, which is reducing the level of storytelling. But better storytelling is better movies, but sometimes they fail. So if you made all your movies better stories, I'm thinking the better story movies outgross the failures of the flops.
I mean, look at
I'm talking directly to the people that control the money that make the movies. Do the better stories. You nail 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Baseball players fail 7 times and they get in the Hall of Fame. Do that with movies. Those 3 movies should outgross the others production value.
Right.
It's like just do that.
I do think it's part of the Netflix thing where
Crank it out.
Netflix used to make good stuff when they only did a few things.
Yep.
Now they do a lot of things.
Remember when like their only show was like House of Cards and Stranger Things?
Stranger Things was really good in the beginning.
Yeah, and then
Then it
I don't know
sucked.
what
then they
happened.
Then it
started
sucked.
putting money into other places, and then their original story started to suffer because
Yeah.
now you have so many influences.
How many-
There's so much money in
How
it.
many times do we say this? The first 3 seasons of blank was great. Then it sucked balls for
Right.
7 more seasons. It's like
yeah.
we got to do something good at the start, then we can keep making money off of it. Okay, well, great. I like stories. I'm a tell me a better storyteller.
Right.
Like, do better storytelling, and you're going to make more money, which is going to inspire more storytellers, which means they're going to want to work for you. So you hire more better storytellers, so then
Right.
More
all the
better.
stories are better. And then we don't do anything except watch TV all day and live in a better dystopian society.
But I mean, like, look at what's coming. You know, you got the Scorsese telling The Irishman, the 3-hour fucking movie of just story.
Yep.
People watched it.
Yep.
You get Nolan doing Oppenheimer. 3 hours of story, no action, no nothing. But people went and saw
Well,
it.
there was one very large action.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Boom.
But like, yeah,
Boom.
it's just one of those things where like focus on your story and they don't worry about how
Also-
much you're cramming into an
also-
hour and 42 minutes.
The story does not have to have historical significance to make us want to watch it. Like
Well, yeah,
Oppenheimer happened. The mob wasn't a real thing.
Yeah,
No,
but
this
I mean,
is pro mob.
Pro mob.
that's the thing about sci-fi is it should take you to that place of like, let's explore every
Right.
way
Yep.
that this is going to affect the society, and they don't do a great job of doing it in the movie. When I read the book
Right.
15 years ago, feel like they really fledged it out more
Yeah.
and gave you reasons as to why it was such
Right.
a big decision for her to decide to leave, and she almost does it so frivolously. Like, she just takes a moment.
Almost. She's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I guess I'll do it. Bye.
Yeah,
'Cause-
like that decision is huge.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing, is she is trying to learn that she doesn't have to conform.
It's the
Right.
culmination of her entire existence,
And it's
she's
a
like,
2-minute scene.
Yeah.
A 2-minute scene is
Yeah.
this entire character's fucking arc. One character goes, you know, it's not fair that you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And then she's like, all right,
okay,
I'm
foot's
good.
in.
And she goes, all right. And then he's like,
And then she gets kissed by a pretty guy who
she
didn't even
said-
have the surgery, and she's like, I'm burning this pendant.
she says to David once, like, so they say you have weapons. He's like, oh, okay. Come talk to my parents.
meet my
They talk
parents.
to his parents. And then she's like, oh, wow,
Oh, this is
everything
great.
I knew was a lie. Okay, I'm going to fully 100% follow this other side that was just told to me right now.
I wish it
Well-
was realistic and her entire world came crumbling down and she had like an insane
And
mental
they just
break.
shoot everybody and go, you failed, you're not pretty, shoot her in the head, credits.
Then you
Also,
don't need 3 more books.
Just
then.
a
Yeah.
disclaimer, if I went into a cabin with David's mom,
Hmm.
I'd be doing whatever she asked. Immediately. It would take one conversation.
It's like
It wouldn't even take conversation. She would just look at me and I'd be like, yes.
The first words out of your mouth were, "Why aren't you ugly?" I thought we were ugly.
I thought we were ugly. What happened?
I gotta say though,
Yeah.
if they
Lay it
come
on
out with
us.
the other movies, I probably
I'm
would
gonna watch
them.
I do wanna watch
I
them,
want to see
yeah.
what they do with it.
That's the
and-
sad part is like I have no attachment to this movie, but I want to
I
I
want to
wanna
watch
see what
Pretties.
happens.
I would
wanna
love
watch
to. I would
specials.
love to see they give us a little more than just enough to watch the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of disappointing, but that's the dystopian now we
Yeah.
live in.
I am also curious how it's going to be with fully CG characters now that they've made them pretty and they have to stick
have
to
to
the
stick to it.
the CG
Yeah.
face.
Well, I mean, at least that'll cut down on their budget because now you just have people walking around in green screen
yeah, it's just
suits.
all mocap and
Yeah, like you don't even need to film sets
Put
anymore
this
because it's
helmet
all
with
fucking,
a GoPro pointed at your nose and do the best acting you've ever done in your life.
Yeah,
Go.
fucking
But cookie cutter sci-fi,
yeah,
I thought it was cool. You got hover snowboards.
yeah.
You got special elite soldiers. You've got spaceships. You've got dictatorship
yeah.
controlling the
elements,
people.
Yeah.
You've got everything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's if you want to watch a dystopian movie, watch the fucking Hunger Games. At least it.
Danielle calls them popcorn movies.
Yeah.
So
Those are
turn,
popcorn
Turn your
movies.
little ring
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn your
till
ring.
it says popcorn. Reach into the red box. Pull out the popcorn. Enjoy the popcorn. Watch the movie.
And then if you want to watch a good sci-fi, go watch Interstellar or The Arrival
or the
or
Martian.
Those are all good ones.
Yeah.
So and then also go watch our episodes on all of those because we've
Yes.
already done all of those already.
Poop potatoes.
And have a good night.
Yes. We will catch you guys next time.
If you're pretty, thanks for watching. If you're ugly,
We'll see you in 16 years when you're pretty.
I was gonna say something way worse, but yeah, either way, watch. Hey.
You're welcome for saving you from Michael. We'll catch you guys next time.
I have two assholes.
On every film in the book.
Bye.
Bye.